to QI, where tonight we're playing for keeps. Keeping his eye on the ball, Jason Manford. Keeping her ear to the ground, Sarah Millican. Keeping his nose to the grindstone, Bill Bailey. And keeping his pecker up in spite of everything, Alan Davies. Keeping the peace, everything on track, and the score. So, Jeepers Creepers, let's hear your peepers. Jason goes...
Keep on moving.
Sarah goes...
Keep on running. Keep on hiding.
Bill goes...
Keep on rocking. Keep on rocking.
Nice. Nice. And Alan goes...
We'll keep away.
Nice. The voice of your forefathers there, the ancestors, isn't it? Keeping a welcome in the inside, isn't that? So, before we start...
Well, they Pakistani.
Stop it. Stop it right now. I'm going to lay down the law. Like the teacher's first day at school, he's strict just so that people are afraid of him.
Yes.
Authority's got to be laid down. I'm not going to have it right.
Yes. How's that going? Oh, sir, trying to get all umpty.
Yes.
Before we start.
Mocking my Welsh accent.
Northern Europe. From Cape Town. Welcome to the valleys in Cardiff.
This is my accent. You stop halfway through, isn't it?
Isn't it?
Yes.
It's gone all street now. Yeah, I stop halfway through, innit? That's like that.
Right, OK, all right.
Stephen Fry, yeah, QI, that's it.
Anyway, an easy K-series question to start us going. I still think in pounds and ounces, but what unit does modern science use to measure weight?
Kilograms?
Oh, there you go.
First word, kilograms, no. What does kilogram weigh?
2.2 pounds.
What does it measure, I need to say? What does a kilogram measure?
Weight.
Weight.
No.
Water. Kilograms.
Measures water.
Water.
Grams?
Rucksacks.
There are 1,000 grams in a kilogram, but what is it actually measuring?
In my case, a crying lady.
What quantity, what aspect of a thing or an object is it?
Hatred. Hatred and vileness. Bile. Sarcasm. I don't know. Perversion.
No.
Mass. Valiant.
Mass!
Yeah,
It's mass.
How many points did you get for that?
A few. Yeah. You, I'm afraid, get taken away a few.
I don't mind.
That's it. You're in minus already.
But you can get your points back if you can tell me what weight is measured in.
So this is the time I shouldn't say kilograms again?
Yeah, it doesn't begin with
okay.
K. No.
No.
Anyone in the audience?
What?
They're good, our audience is better than the average, let's be honest. Newtons is the
Newton?
I was going to say that.
You were going to say it.
Say it now, Edit. Say it now.
Keep on rocking.
Newtons.
By the time you said it, they're Oltons.
Oh, yeah. See what you did there.
No, the weight is the force resulting from gravity of mass, and that is how it acts on the Earth, is weight. And, of course, it varies according to the amount of gravity.
That's right.
Which is why it's not a constant, which is why... You know, so if you're in a lift, even, you weigh slightly less. I know it sounds weird. You weigh slightly less when you're dropping and slightly more when you're going up. If you stood on scales, if you were using them for weight...
On the scales in my bathroom, they God bless them, workhorses that they are.
Yeah.
When the batteries start going, because it's only got 3 digits, it starts the word error, so it says ERR. But every time you get on it, everything just goes...
It's like them not really wanting to tell you. How much away? Do you really want to hear this? You know?
And then they'd say, how much do you usually weigh?
Yeah.
I don't have bathroom scales, I've just got kitchen scales.
Well, you could
But I
try
have measured bits of me on them.
Let me guess which bit.
The left one's heavier.
Is it? By how much?
Some newtons.
Very good.
What is the bear? The bear's not happy about this, really, is he?
Being weighed in a sack.
It's like some sort of Arctic Weight Watchers or something. That's why he's not happy.
Fattest
He's like, I can't believe I used 3 points this week already.
The bears go, it's just me glands, it's me glands.
I'm big bone.
Yeah. I'm a bear, come on.
Let me take my earrings out.
The kilogram is the only metric measure that still relies on a physical object, which is called the International Prototype Kilogram. And where do you think it's kept?
Is it kept in the National Physics Laboratory?
The National
No.
Physical Laboratory. No, it isn't.
The Queen,
There is
the Queen
a replica of it in
has
the
it?
National Physical Laboratory.
Yeah.
Here is...
Everything's in
There you
the
go.
Oh, it's there.
Do we have Ian Robinson from the National Physical Laboratory? No, he's raising his hand. Hello. This belongs to you, yes?
It belongs to NPL, yes.
And this is a replica of the original IPK, yeah?
It's the same size, but it weighs 400 grams rather than...
Weighs or has mass
It's
of?
massive.
Yeah. You're a liar. And this is what's inside the case. It's so incredibly susceptible to either adding weight to it or taking weight away. The acidity of the fingers, the addition of dust. The original is, well, where did the metric system originate?
Built Wells. I don't know, France.
France, you do know,
Of course,
Of course you know. So it's actually outside Paris, near Sèvres, where the
Yes.
porcelain comes from. It's made out of platinum iridium, and they're worried that it's put on the weight of a small grain of sand over the period since it was first made in 1879. So they're going to change. They're going to change next year, possibly, or 2014, to using Planck's universal quantum constant instead
yes.
of the
Thank God for
physical
that.
constant.
Yeah.
Then they won't have to worry about bits of dust.
What a worry as well, yeah.
Yeah, what a worry.
What a worry.
Thank you, Ian Robinson, and the National Physical Laboratory.
Thank you very much. Is there different parts of the world that you could go and weigh more or less if you went to
Yes,
areas of
on the-
great...
America, we'd all weigh less there, wouldn't we?
And light, how much does light weigh? And does sound weigh more than light? If you had a bit of sound there and a bit of light, you wouldn't
Yeah.
you wouldn't do that. No. No, that's a bit suggestive, really, isn't it?
Can you get in the bed before you put the light out?
Ah, that's true, isn't it? Yeah.
Yep. Yes.
Turn the light switch on and then get into bed before it went dark?
Oh, yes.
Well, it's difficult, but it can be done.
It can.
Muhammad Ali said that, didn't he? That he was so fast he could get into bed before the light went off. Yeah, and I think someone said, just get a bedside light.
I just wanted those
Same
ones.
time, yeah.
Oh, one of
So you
those?
can clap when you're in bed,
Yep.
and who doesn't like that?
Ah, yes, but when... Ah, that's very interesting, then, because then you see what the sound...
Just turn the camera off.
What's that?
You just turned the camera off. Could you do two? Could you do two now? Thank you.
Oh, sorry.
We used the same system. We didn't expect anybody
What
to
just
clap.
happened?
You turned the camera off by clapping.
Just the whole universe, just...
You're back again now. That's it. Don't clap.
What would happen?
If...
No, I'm just saying it was rhetorical. I was just
Oh,
saying... There's a question. What would happen,
Yeah.
Stephen? Discuss.
Let's see whose house it is. Now, we were talking about bits and bytes. What is a kilobyte, in fact? How many bytes in a kilobyte?
1,000? 100?
1,000.
10,000?
10,000.
100,000? I want a million.
No, it's a... It's
9. No. I just like to be different.
42.
Anyone in the audience? Oh, the audience gets a big penalty. Unfortunately, our team isn't
In your
intelligent.
face!
Our team isn't intelligent enough to know the wrong answer. You thought it was 2 to the 10, which is 1,024. But actually, according to the International Electrotechnical Commission, it is now 1,000, as you said, is the right answer. It's 1,000 bytes.
So I beat all those people then?
You did, by sheer
Didn't
fluke.
you say 10, 100, 1,000? You did.
Yeah,
You did.
You started with
Quite a lot of
1,000.
bases. You did
Got
start
there
with 1,000.
eventually.
And there is a new word for 1,024, which is a kibibyte, which is rather
Oh,
pathetic.
come
I know.
on.
They're just being silly now, aren't they?
But it's IEC standard 6027-2. There you go. I'm sorry about that. It's not my fault.
No,
It
I'm not
happens to
blaming
be.
you, Stephen. It's just...
I know. Now then, finders keepers, losers weepers, right?
That's the rules.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
Yes. Oh, what? You could have said no.
You That's a dirty trick, right?
You've done this programme long enough to know that dirty tricks
I
are
didn't think that even you would stoop
so
that low.
well, I did.
How dare you?
It doesn't work in law. If you find lost property and don't make reasonable steps to discover the person to whom it belongs, then that's the crime of theft by finding.
So how does this apply to if you're in the supermarket, right? And you put some fresh herbs in, and you're walking around, all oblivious, thinking no one's going to, mess with your head, and then before you get to the checkout, someone's nicked the herbs out of your trolley, and you go back, and then there's none left. That's a dirty trick.
It is.
This happened
Just
today.
moral bad citizenship.
But it's not technically theft.
No, that's not theft, is it? It's bad citizenship. Because they weren't yours until you'd paid for them.
No. So they were morally
If they
mine.
took them after you'd paid, they were morally yours. I'd agree with you.
How urgent were the herbs?
Well, there was a chili con carne that was ruined because
If you
garnish, at least.
If you decked that lady, I don't blame you.
Yes.
Smashed her around the
Smacked
gizzard.
around the head with a tin of tomato. Don't do it again!
She's learnt her lesson.
Yes.
So technically, with that rule, is if someone's done their full shop and they right at the end, and then they've just wandered off for a tin or something, you could go, right, I'll have that. I'll have that.
That would be so immoral, because you've
That's
sort of
vile.
stolen their time.
Don't actually do that.
So you just
Worst thing in the
follow
world.
somebody around the shop who looks like they might like what you like.
Yeah.
This is a wholly different question. I never asked. Bill raised it. It's nothing to do with...
It's a very important point.
It is
I'm
an
just
interesting
applying this
ethical
ancient
issue.
law to the modern-day context.
So you find something on the bus or on the street,
Yeah,
and you...
or if, for example, you're a dry cleaner and you find a £20 note in a pair of trousers that's taken in, you don't think, oh, I can keep that.
Well, that definitely is theft, because
Yes.
you know whose trousers
Exactly.
they are.
Yeah.
But, like, on the
but
bus
also,
or
if you
something.
found a lottery ticket on the floor and then it was a winning number and you cashed it in and it wasn't yours, you would be committing a crime.
But you wouldn't care, though, would you?
Yes, you would. Because it would be taken away
You'd be a
from you.
millionaire.
You wouldn't be paid. You wouldn't get the money. You'd go to court.
How, though? How would they know?
They'd know because of the number and the time it was bought and the shop it was bought from.
CCTV.
So in 2009, a Wiltshire couple got an 11-month suspended sentence for doing exactly that. They cashed a winning lottery ticket.
Oh.
And even more, in 2003, a Coventry family made repeated visits to a faulty cash machine and withdrew £134,410. Three of them were in prison.
I used to work in a cinema, and anything that was found on the floor in the screens, sort of depending on what it was.
Yeah.
So if it was an umbrella, it would go in lost property. If
Yeah.
it was a pound coin, it would just, the guy, whoever,
Conveniently
would just...
disappear.
Exactly, yeah. But there was one time that a pair of used pants were found. And they sort of took them out on a stick and they didn't really know what to do with them. And then 2 weeks later, they got a letter from a man saying, I was in the 11:20 showing of Titanic in Screen 6 on the 23rd of February, and I appear to have left my pants. Could you return them to me in the jiffy bag provided?
I don't know. I don't think I'd have put them in a jiffy. If it were used pants,
No.
they would have got in some sort of one of those things they put nuclear waste in. Lead-lined
casket.
casket. Yeah.
Well, it is true that if you haven't made reasonable attempts to find something, well, you know that it's morally wrong.
It
and
behoves
also
you to
is
do the right thing.
Yeah, we hope you will. But if property is deliberately abandoned, you can keep it. Archaeological finds, 90% of them are from amateurs with metal detectors. And famous metal detectors include Bill Wyman, who I think has his own brand of metal detector called the Bill Wyman, which you can use for your metal detecting.
Things really picked up for him after he left the Stones.
Yes.
Didn't they?
But in 2009, a man called David Booth discovered 4 Iron Age gold neckbands worth £1 million. What's extraordinary about it is it was the first time he'd ever used a metal detector. Wow. He found it 7 paces from where he'd parked his car. Within an hour, like all the other detectives have been really annoyed.
Yeah. He's been shunned from the fan club.
Oh, absolutely. If you do it without permission and or at night, you're known as a nighthawk and you look down on.
Yeah,
What's the-
because
what's-
during the day it's fine, but at night you look a bit weird.
I mean, that guy's on holiday as well. Look at the background. He's really... His wife's on a towel over there, just going, you dick.
Leave it alone, Frank. Leave it, Frank.
So, legally speaking, finders isn't necessarily keepers. Now, let's have a round of keep still or scarper. I'm going to show you some dangerous animals, and I want you to tell me what you should do. Stand your ground or skedaddle for the hills, all right?
Okay.
So, let's start with the first animal. Here it is. It's a snake. With a snake, should you keep still or scarper?
Keep on rocking.
Keep still.
Why?
Because you're so terrified. The snake will not attack a moving object.
In which case, you'd say you should move.
What?
You said a moving object.
It will attack.
Right.
It will attack a moving object.
It actually forgets you're there if you stand still.
Yeah.
It will just ignore you.
I get that a lot.
So being married. Does it depend on how fast you run? Because if you can
They
outrun
can
it...
strike very quickly, and if you're close to it, just the act of turning to run would like that. If
Oh,
you
really?
felt threatened.
Okay.
But certainly the best thing to do is just simply stand stock still, and then nothing happens.
Well,
No.
you'd feel a fool if you stood still and then it bit you anyway. wouldn't
You would!
The mobile went off or something.
That's true. Keep
true,
your mobile. Don't have your mobile on vibrate. That would be the worst because they have marvellous sense of vibration.
Yeah.
OK, our next ones. Let's have a look at this little trio. Harmonising.
Aw.
Ha ha, you say, oh, they can tear you to pieces. 3 of a wolf pack, a wild...
When they finish their song.
So should you keep still? Should you keep still or scarper? Yes, Jason.
I'm going to say Scarper.
I'm afraid not. No, you should know. They are coursing predators. They actually tear and eat things on the run. So that's how they like to eat.
They've not seen me run, though. My running is the same as me keeping still. So,
You should just shout, throw stones, pebbles, whatever, and then back slowly away, and you'll be fine.
Shout at what?
Like that. Throw them.
I'm terrified.
They're not used to that behaviour.
And the wolves,
I asked.
they just back away, going, he's mental.
If you run away...
There's a guy down in Devon, there's this bloke who lived with wolves in Combe Martin Wildlife Park, and Sean Ellis. He's an extraordinary bloke, and he wanted to know what it was like to be accepted as part of a wolf pack. And so he lived with the wolves for a year and ate raw meat and growled and snarled at them.
Learnt the body language.
Learnt the whole body language. It was amazing. And his girlfriend wrote, it has put a little bit of a strain on our relationship.
Really?
Oh, really? Yes. Yeah, every time we go out hunting of a night, you know, I feel a little bit left out.
You will tear the waiter apart even from living.
She doesn't keep still.
Yeah.
Chases
Would
it.
I shouted at a moth once and it died. It was too high up the curtain, so I couldn't reach it, so I got really mad at it and it just dropped. Some would say it was dead already, but I like to think it was because of me.
words.
Yeah. It was playing dead.
Well, it was definitely dead once it was under my shoe.
Fair enough. What about a shark?
I would say... Oh, it's not... I was going to say fight.
How are you supposed to put...
Fight!
Yeah, because you put your thumbs in its eyes, you punch it on the nose.
Get out of there! Run! Well, no. Swim! Don't stand still. Scarper is the answer.
Scarper.
Just plain
Can
scarper.
I do an eye gouge first?
No, I wouldn't bother with any of that. I really wouldn't. Just get out of the
Welsh
way.
bloke, he was on holiday, and a shark started attacking a load of kids, and he went in and he grabbed it by its tail and get out of it, threw it back in, and then got home, and they sacked him because they saw him on the news saying you were on sick leave.
Harsh.
He's a hero.
He said I was on holiday for stress.
Blow bubbles, apparently it's not bad. But if you're in its
Underwater.
mouth, don't play dead. That's a bad thing. So struggle in the
Well,
mouth.
in a moment, you won't have to play.
You will have to,
Yeah.
exactly, while you're still conscious. Now, what about Africanized honeybees, also known as killer bees? Stay still or scarper?
Keep on rocking.
Stay still.
No!
Oh, run away, the other one.
It's a binary question. One for cheek. Yeah, no. Run away as fast as you can. Don't stop to help friends or anything. Just get the hell out of there and keep on running at least 400 metres. And don't think you can hide in water. They will wait above your head where you are. And when you come up for air, they will absolutely attack you.
Shit.
They are really... Nicely put. They are... No, they're not nice.
And
How
then I bet-
far is 400 metres?
It's about 400 metres, I think.
How many newtons is it?
It's slightly less than half a kilometre. And a
Oh, I
kilometre is
could
5/8 of a mile. Yes, you can do 500 metres.
OK, I'm just checking.
Put your shirt over your face as well, if you can.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah. To
Could you
protect
not
it
just
from stinging.
quickly open a can of Fanta and put it down on the ground? there, look, you love that!
Don't risk it.
Put your top over your face. Are
Yeah.
they distracted by boobs? Is
No.
that
So what do you do with a monkey? Keep still or Scarborough?
Nice, isn't it?
Well, just reason with it.
How many heads has it got?
Sign language.
Keep still.
Yes, but not dead still. There's a particular open-mouthed,
Like dancing?
open-lipped
No.
thing that you do. You bare your teeth.
Yeah.
A round mouth, bare your teeth.
And you just
round.
Keep shaking around like that.
That's it.
By
Raise
the
your
time I've
eyebrows.
done it, he's
And
killed
raise
me.
your eyebrows.
And do that.
That's it. Show your teeth. Raise your eyebrows.
What does that
You have monkeys, don't you?
Yes, we have golden-handed tamarins.
Oh, lovely. Are these
Did you have them round
they
your
live in the
house?
house easily?
They live in the house, yeah.
Wow.
But do they?
Yeah, we don't let them out.
Are they house trained?
Yes, of course.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I think it was Jane Goodall discovered that when you try and house train a chimpanzee, their intelligence is of a different order, and it's kind of smart but stupid. And she had these chimpanzees, and when one pooed on the floor, this little wooden bungalow that she had in Africa, what she'd do is she'd make it confront its own poo, spank it on the bottom, and throw it out the window. And
This is ground floor, yeah?
it's I said bungalow, yes. So she did that twice, and then the third time she saw one poo, slap its own bottom, and jump out the window. I think you'd have been really good. And you kind of go...
That's not dissimilar to my daughter's nearly 4, right?
Save her embarrassment for future
Be
shows.
fine. I won't tell you which one. I've got twins.
Oh, fine.
She's, you know, if there's a point where they're slapping each other and fighting, and you go, right, get on the naughty step. There's a point where she's so annoyed that she will just slap her sister, you know, in the face or whatever, and then just go and get on the naughty step herself.
Oh.
And sort of sit there with her face saying, it was worth it.
Yeah.
That's very good. Very good. Excellent. Cows?
Why would you need to?
Well, you say that, but there are more than 50 a year.
Really?
Injuries caused by cows.
50 idiots.
Particularly calving mothers. They can get more aggressive than bulls.
fair enough,
We're
because
afraid
they-
of bulls, but actually cows are, yeah.
But presumably, if you're putting your arms up a cow's nunny to pull a calf out,
Yes.
she's allowed to kick you in the face.
Oh, well, there'll be a bit of that. I don't know if we're talking about that. No, we're talking about...
Ramblers.
Actually, yeah, ramblers. And what happens is particularly dogs tease them. The cow then gets aggressive with the dog and chases the dog, and the dog, of course, yelps back to its owner.
Yes.
And then the cow will hurt the owner.
They crowd you, don't they? And then if you
Yeah.
fall down, you get trampled.
Yeah.
So get
So
the
you
hell
need
out.
to scarper.
Yeah, you do need to scarper, is the
Yeah.
answer, yeah. So, how do you get an ant to keep still?
Keep on riding.
Sarah.
Stop the music.
Play that. That's very good. Do you know by any chance who was the first person accurately to portray small insects? Most famously, the flea, which is a very recognisable image, which is the cover of his book, Micrographia. He was an